What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special extra episode of the Won't Be Quiet podcast. As you can tell by the picture, some of you guys would look at that and know exactly what that is. It's kind of like a famous picture right now, famous video, really hot topic going on in the church world right now, and not even in the church world, just in general.
Headlines.
Yeah, social media, everything. And so we want you to check out this clip, maybe revisit it if you know what this is, and if not, if you look at that and you're like, what is that? Like, watch this. I believe you're going to be in for it. All right, there's a lot to take in that video. And so quick context, if you don't know, this fella right here walking across the road, he is a pastor of a church in Louisiana, if I'm correct, Louisiana.
Professional UFC fighter too.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, he might, yeah. And so we got pastor versus demon. No, I'm just kidding.
Crackhead. No.
And so we have this pastor. Let's give you context, because you can look at that and be like,
I shouldn't have said that.
What in the world? And so we have a pastor that is the context of it is that it's been told that this guy across the street here had been saying some awful things about him, his wife, his daughters, his grandkids, terrorizing them for, I think they said, 6 years?
For a long time.
Nonstop. And so 6 years of constant, and you can tell in the video, he's recording, he's trying to stir something up.
Well, he's setting them up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's super important to realize in this clip that you watch, and you can go back and watch it. I watched it actually earlier today, just retaking it in. And if you it looks like the pastor just comes across to confront him, and he comes across to confront him, and he's, they're going back and forth. And I counted, I could be wrong. I mean, the video is a little blurry, but I counted the dude, I guess in the blue, the guy in the grass, tried to hit the pastor 3 times. He swung 3 times before the pastor swung. And so a lot of people are like, man, why is the pastor going out of his way to attack this person? I truly believe that the pastor was going there to officially confront him and say, listen, you're not doing this, no more. But the guy swung 3 times. And so the pastor had a choice to make. I'm going to sit here, let this guy terrorize, he talked about sexually abusing his grandkids.
Raping.
Yes, nasty stuff. So he's going to sit there while getting punched in the throat and just sit there, or he could defend himself. And
well, well, it's we've always said, it's don't start a fight, but finish them. And he definitely did.
Finish him.
Yeah, he definitely did. I think let's just at first let's talk, because I've had so much enjoyment looking at the clips, the memes, the comments.
Yes.
And we want you to do that. So if you have found some, and we'll give you some examples, but comment on this. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to hear your perspective too, our viewers. But one of the best ones that I saw was, so this patch of grass right here, is from Psalm 23. He's on his back, and it says, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. I thought that was, it should have said, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. But I seen that one was hilarious. First time I saw it, the verse that came to me was Jesus said we'd lay hands on the sick and they would recover.
Yep.
And what's funny is, when that pastor gave his, his press conference, that's what he said he did.
Yeah.
He said, I laid hands on the sick. And We don't know if they'll recover, but I've seen some crazy ones. I've seen people say, that pastor turned both cheeks of that man,
Yep.
turned the
Yeah,
other
turn the other
cheek.
cheek. Yep. I think it's important too. Like, man, this is one thing got to be careful when discussing stuff like this. Is that Satan will take this and run with it, and he will use it to divide the church.
He's already doing it,
And he
man.
is. And I like, man, when I knew, like, you'll see one person share it, and they're a leader in church and they're giving their opinion, and then people are commenting. And so
Yeah,
when we say give your perspective, it's not like one side's right, one side's wrong. You're any less than, we're any less. Like, we're just genuinely
Oh,
talking
one
about
side
it.
is right, one side is definitely
But
wrong.
we still want you to share.
No.
Like, we still want you to share.
No,
it. So,
definitely. And we're gonna get into, we're just humoring you right now.
yeah.
But we're gonna talk about violence and talk about biblically what that looks like and is this sinful and all this stuff. So we're gonna kind of unpack
Yeah.
that.
Just got to be careful, because I have seen so much stuff on social media of people, like brothers and sisters in Christ, like, are completely forgetting what we're ultimately here on this earth for. And like, you just have to be really spiritual mature when you're talking about stuff like this, because if you're not, you'll get mad, man. You'll get mad at people. You get mad at your pastor. You get mad at your brother and sister in Christ. It's like Josh Howerton said. You got different tiers of stuff, and some stuff is just comes down to, man, your opinion and things that, man, let's keep the main thing.
And you know what? Something that really is missing in the church world is being healthy disagreement.
Yes.
Healthy different opinion. Not getting offended over every little thing. Mm-hmm. And being able, I so miss being able to talk with somebody that sees something different and letting it go. Agreeing to disagree.
Yeah, you were talking to me about that the other day, how there's no more, like, if someone's set in their way, if someone has something in their mind, it's like
we can't
instant
reason.
defense. It's like instant, like, offended. Yeah, you're right.
Can't reason. So I actually pulled up I shared that for a couple reasons. Number one, I thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know about the threats, the verbal threats, the years, the history that they had with this guy. So this guy was 20 years old, but this whole family has been a thorn in this pastor and this pastor's family and this pastor's church for a really long time. One of the things that, and I'll just be real with you. If we had somebody across the street from our church, because this is what the pastor was saying, that this family and this guy would hurl racist remarks. They have a huge bus ministry, by the way.
Wow.
They run almost 50 buses. 50 buses.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And so they pick up
incredible.
all these kids in the state of Louisiana. Well, this guy or the family would throw out racial remarks towards kids getting on and off the bus, fill in the blank. So he's dealing with a cumulative problem that finally, it's like it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I told one pastor, I said, this guy had 30 years of hell pent up in him from stuff like that. Well, I didn't know this about him either, but he was one of the churches, which I do applaud him for this, and this is people will probably get upset about this, but he didn't shut his church down during COVID.
I did see that. Yep.
And so he's a nationally known, and so that's why this is getting blown up the way it is. So, but anyway, I put on there, Pastor done had enough. He laid hands on the sick. 1 Chronicles 16:22, and this is true. This is what the Bible says: touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. And God, if you think for a minute, that it's okay to do harm, harass, mock, come against God's people, but especially, and I know how this can sound, and here it can sound self-serving since we're both pastors, but God's leadership, oh man, the Lord is strict about that, and so, and it says, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. So I want to read some of these comments. I thought they were funny. So, and if you're listening, it's almost like a shout out. But Clay, a friend of mine, said, I would love to see his sermon this weekend. He believes in the laying on of hands. Erica put, I watched this yesterday, told Lexi, I know for a fact our pastor would stand on the same business for us and his family. Another guy said, you throw the first punch, you reap the consequences. This man has a right to defend himself. Todd said, blessed be the Lord my God, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. Thought that was actually really good. Great job, Pastor Tony Spell. John Charlo said this one, saved but not soft. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
John, that was great. Brandon, it's going to be at our youth camp with Tree Life. It says he started a deliverance ministry. I see. Jesse Donovan said he better be glad I wasn't the pastor. Let's see. Aaron Gerald's, he said, when I saw the video at first, I was like, uh-oh, this is not going to go well for the pastor. After I got the context, I was like, team pastor.
Yeah.
Man, the more I learned, at first my reaction was, oh man, that's over the top. But there's Dawn said, I saw this on TikTok. Someone commented, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Junior, before threatening a pastor's family, remember David was a shepherd too. Turns out Goliath wasn't the last guy to underestimate a man of God.
That's kind of what I've been thinking.
Man, that's
because if you think about it, if you're before David ever killed Goliath, before David,
what was Goliath doing?
Yep, he was terrorizing
Saul's
army.
He was mocking
and he
harassing.
That's exactly it was. If you're not, if you read a few chapters back, you'll see that this was an ongoing issue before David ever killed Goliath. It was an ongoing thing. And
40 days.
Yes.
Goliath morning and evening
Yep.
would come out. He would come into the valley, come down off the mountain into the valley and would defy the armies of the living God.
Yep.
And I love what David said. And I think it's so appropriate. If there's any Bible passage that I think fits this context and narrative, it's David. Because this is what he said. How can you guys sit here? Because his brothers were all there laying around.
Yep.
King Saul was doing nothing. And this is what David asked. Is there not a cause? Is there not a cause? How are you? And he says, how are you going to allow this uncircumcised Philistine defy our God? And he finally, did something about it. Let me find this one. So Johnny said, too bad he didn't have oil to pour all over him. Bless his heart. Mike Quesenberry, ask and you shall receive abundantly.
You got a lot of comments on there.
Tons.
Yeah.
6,000 people viewed this post.
Wow.
6,000.
Yeah,
I like what Paul said. If you threaten to rape my daughter, then you will surely die. This man got off good. The number one job of a father is to protect your family. Lord bless this man of God.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's do it.
A pastor's first ministry is their family. So not only was this guy terrorizing the church, and they were his church is across the street here, but his family too, and so he's standing up for his family and his church. This was an all around everything that this guy lives for, that God's called and anointed this guy.
Yes.
He's been called and anointed to lead his family and his church, and so all of that, and so. We can criticize all you want and say, we shouldn't have done that. But put yourself in that shoes.
It's not a singular issue.
No, it's multiple issues, and it's been going on for a while. And so you really have to put yourself in another person's shoes and and some of you guys maybe say, I would have went over there and confronted them. And the minute you started getting pounded, are you just going to stand there? I mean,
here's the thing. He confronted them for years.
Yeah.
There is multiple police reports of this weird behavior from this guy, their family, threats. I just read another one that, let me try to find it, and I like to have the details of this, but so the prior history. Let me read this to you because the research matters. So this was not an isolated dispute. According to police records and court records, Spell's family had previously complained about the neighbor's son, that he harassed the pastor's wife by following her vehicle,
Wow.
making obscene gestures, and nearly causing a traffic accident.
That's insane.
Police reportedly warned the young man not to contact or follow Spell's wife. The Spell family has also had a years-long legal dispute with the neighbors dating back to the COVID era, involving surveillance cameras and other neighborhood conflicts. So, if you're a man, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And we don't have men anymore.
No.
We have a bunch of babies. If they're stalking, harassing, all of the things with your spouse, at that point, who cares if he's a pastor? The whole reason this is getting blown up, there's a lot of reasons, but the main one would be is because he is a pastor. Because people think pastors are perfect.
Yep.
They think that they are Jesus.
That's, yep.
They wouldn't say that, but they think. And now, with that being said, yeah, pastors are held to a stricter judgment. You have to be qualified to be a pastor. There's certain qualifications for a pastor. One of those is not quick-tempered. I don't think this man's quick-tempered.
No, if he was quick-tempered, he would have
done this a long time ago.
6 years ago, he would have.
So there's qualifications to being a pastor, but this is where this is getting blown up, is because people think pastors are human. They are human. They have breaking points. They have down days and up days and bad days and mad days. They just do. They're human. And if you look at it, here's a good one. What happened before God called Moses?
It's good.
Moses killed a man.
It's good. Yeah.
And you know why he did, though? Because he saw that the Egyptians, there was an Egyptian beating an Israelite slave, and there was a burnt there. He said, "This is wrong."
Yeah.
And so he killed him.
Yep.
And the Bible, here's the thing: God never. No, now we know that he fled for his life and he ran away, and so there was the consequences of that. He's in Midian with his father-in-law for 40 years. We know all the consequences of that, but we don't see God say anything about him killing that man.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a good point.
Yeah, there's a difference between killing and there's a difference between murder.
There is.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day because, you think of our soldiers. You think of them, and they might be put in a situation where they have to kill someone, not murder. They're not murder. They're killing someone.
And so we think about that. And the Bible says that Moses was the most humble man. He spoke with God face to face.
Yeah.
And so you gotta, if we're going to look at this pastor and judge him, because this is what people are doing. They're judging him, and they're trying to judge him based off of the nature and character of God and the scriptures. You have to look at some of those things.
Yes.
And, it was even Jesus that told the disciples. So at first, when he sent the disciples out 2 by 2, they depended upon hospitality. Go house to house.
Yep.
Don't take for you money. Don't take all the things. Well, there came a point where when they started becoming persecuted and harassed, wolves in sheep's clothing, people that would begin to reject the gospel message, this is what he told them to do. He said, sell your cloak and buy a sword.
Yeah.
Not to start fights, but to be able to defend yourself in a fight.
For sure.
And so, motives matter. I do not feel like this pastor at all was trying to start a fight, quick-tempered, intent to do that. And I would almost say that, I mean, it's under legal, so now he can't really say a whole lot. And we got to remember too, he's innocent until proven guilty. A lot of people are ready to kill him over this, but I know deep down, because he is a man of God, he cares for that guy.
Oh, no doubt. For his soul.
He cares about him.
Yeah.
And I do not believe he wanted to do what he did. You know, but like I said, he's not perfect. The pastor's not perfect.
That's something to look at too, because I've heard a lot of people saying, you know, people are saying, you know, what he did, I approve for, I'd stand for, you know, but you could say that some of it towards the end was a little excessive, if you wanted to be super, you know, and that's what you're saying, you know, but it was just that, and so yeah, you could say that he did what was right, and, you know, defended himself, and so, but to me, like. But you're also in the moment. I'm sure he blacked out. I'm sure he didn't even know what was going on at that point, you know, because he's human. And I think something that's super interesting, and y'all know this is right. People that don't have nothing to do with pastors, churches, recognize a pastor's authority, they're jumping all over this. How is it that they want to have nothing to do with church, pastors, or
That's
anything until something bad happens, and now they're all in on it? Well, this guy's but you don't want to recognize a pastor any other time, but now that you can, yeah.
You know why? Because if they can throw shade at a church, a pastor, anything, it makes them feel more justified in their sinful lifestyle.
It's good. It's so true.
So if they can find fault in us, then because what they're going off of is, well, if pastor would beat the heck out of somebody, me smoking, drinking, sleeping around, cheating on my wife, doing drugs. You know what I mean?
But it's Satan.
They're doing that to justify their sinful lifestyle, and their what am I trying to say? Their justification for not getting their life right.
Yeah, I got one more point on this. Then this is a hot topic, but listen, I'm 23 years old, but I just am so burdened for how wicked our world is. So I'm just gonna say it how it is. How is it that all of these people that want to have nothing to do with God, and they're all about love and be kind and be happy to one another, and they are all for that, and this pastor just beats this guy up. He stands up and he's still walking. That's cruel. That's excessive. Is the same people who will kill a baby up to 9 months.
Oh yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. And so
that was innocent. The baby was innocent.
An innocent baby that has done nothing. That you never even give an opportunity in life. And then, but we're gonna ignore that. And we actually support that. But you have a guy that's, despite from being a pastor, just being mean to his family members. It has nothing to do with church at that point. It's just about a human in his family, a dad in his family, a father in his family. And so everybody wants to ridicule him and make him look like the bad guy. And, that wasn't loving, that wasn't kind. It's the same people saying it wasn't loving and that it wasn't kind that is killing babies in the womb up to 9 months. And there's no getting, that's the God's honest truth.
Mutilating babies.
Yes. It's terrible.
The thing that I was also thinking about too is this. So all the hecklers and peanut gallery and the people that say that was wrong, here's the thing, or they say things like, well, he should have ignored it, or he should have been more patient. We live in a day right now where somebody tells you they're going to do something, you better believe it, because people are being killed and murdered and raped, and children are being abducted. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So if you're going to say that, we have to take you at your word that you will do that. And the Bible talks about that. Jesus was saying, because of lawlessness, the love of many will grow cold. And what that's talking about is because there is so much lawlessness, people breaking the law, violence, stealing, mistreatment of people, all of those things, because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. And what that means is you can't trust people. And so that pastor obviously does not trust this man, and he shouldn't.
Well, and I believe it if he was following his wife around. Obviously, he wasn't just doing that. Like, he was probably seeking a perfect opportunity. And I can tell you straight up right now, if my wife told me, hey, this guy's been following me around for...
And your baby.
Oh, no. I would have done... I mean, I would have done the same thing.
And your baby.
If it came down to it, you best believe...
And then your grandkid. He said, so it was against his wife, his kids, and his grandkids, rape all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when he would go and leave to go out on vacation or whatever, would kill him while he was gone.
It's crazy, dude.
And so it's just, you have to take it serious.
I feel people right now saying, love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Goodness gracious.
Those people need to read more of the Bible.
Yeah.
They need to know more than one verse.
Yeah. And
because it's those same people that will say, this is like the only verses they know. Love thy neighbor as thyself. God is love.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not judge.
Yeah.
It's like they know 3 verses.
Yep. Judge not lest you be judged. Yep.
They know 3 verses.
So true. Not in context.
Not in context.
There's so much more to that.
Not spiritual.
You know what I think people lack is principle.
Yeah, that's so
Principles, dude. There's so much truth in biblical principle. What is a principle? It's something to be learned. It's something to apply to your life. It's something.
And it's too, our culture, church culture, world culture is soft.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be people fought and people got over things, and you know, you had disagreements. Man, anymore, you know, that it's just the people. Here's the thing that gets me: the people the keyboard warriors.
Mm.
Man, they're a giant behind that keyboard, saying things, writing things, doing whatever. Push comes to shove, they're cowards.
Sure. Yep.
This pastor's not a coward.
Mm-hmm.
He finally just stood up.
Yeah.
And
he did what was right.
He did. I agree.
Yep.
I agree with he did what was right. I will say it may have been a little excessive.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have done like a chokehold.
Yeah.
And we talked about that.
Put him to sleep.
Lord, I laid me down to sleep.
That's it.
You know, but it's crazy. I mean, and so the media is going nuts on it. So the pastor was arrested, booked, released on bond, charged. He was charged with 2nd-degree battery. Scheduled to appear in court later this year. It's a mess.
And be praying for him. If you're a man, woman of God, be praying for this pastor.
Well, and pray for the guy too. This dude needs a heart change.
He does.
This dude the crazy man. He needs salvation.
Yeah.
You
Man,
know,
what a testimony that would be.
and maybe this would wake him up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this would wake him up.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't have a lot else to say. I think we covered most of it. You know, what else? I'll tell you, and maybe you don't know this. I thought it was interesting. I was kind of studying because I did want to kind of look at this from a biblical perspective. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Nehemiah, when they were rebuilding the wall, Nehemiah told the people when they were rebuilding the wall, because of threats from their enemies, he told them as they were building the wall, I'm going to read it to you, it's powerful. It says, those who built on the wall and those who carried burdens loaded themselves so that with one hand they worked at construction and with the other hand held a weapon.
Wow. Yep. It's crazy.
And so they would work with a sword on their side.
Yep.
To start, no, but to defend themselves.
Yep.
And say, what we're doing, we're not playing around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not playing games. I guess that's our cue.
Yeah, that's our cue to.
But anyway,
in the episode,
you have anything else? That we just wanted to kind of touch on that.
No, I think our final take is he did what was right. Could have been excessive, but pray for him, pray for the man, and don't let something like this divide you from brothers and sisters in Christ.
And I think too, you made a good point. If you were in their shoes, it's so easy to say what I'd do if you were
Outside
to.
looking in, yes.
It's so easy to say, well, I would be so loving and so kind and so gracious and so compassionate. And it's like what Mike Tyson said. He said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
And when you get hit, because you watch that, like you said, he got hit 3 or 4 times before he even retaliated.
Yeah.
And so he has the right to defend himself.
This would have a total different outlook if that pastor walked right over there and just swung right. As soon as he was in arm's length, he swung. This would be a whole different
totally
conversation.
Different.
But it wasn't.
Totally different.
And so, like you said, he's a human too. And so he's naturally defending himself, And so I don't have anything else. Do you?
No. I know that we have to be, Jesus was meek and lowly in heart. We have to, we don't choose violence, but I think this is important. In the book of Matthew 5, it says, blessed are the peacemakers, not peacekeepers. You can't keep peace with evil.
Yeah.
And if this guy did what he said, you know what I mean? It's you can ignore it, you can ignore it, you can ignore it, and then it happens, and then you say, well, that dude should have done something. Well, he did do something, and everybody's...
Yeah.
So there's always going to be, there's always going to be a lot of opinions and feedback on that. I pray that, I don't know, you pray you never get in that situation, but I do feel like pastors they're not, we love you, we're kind, we pray, we want the best for people, but we're not a doormat.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a doormat, and you shouldn't be a doormat. No, nobody should be. You should stand up for yourself. You should be kind but firm. Like John said, saved but not soft. And I've thought about that. Like, I don't know. I'm thankful that I can't say what I do.
Yeah.
Somebody would start hitting on my head. With all the other stuff.
Yeah, you're just gonna sit there and let them pound you.
Somebody just came up to me that I didn't have history with and just wanted to fight.
Yeah, no.
But years of harassment, torment, and assault or threats, and you probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
People probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so
people are ready to fight people over way less stuff.
Let's give this pastor some grace.
Yeah.
Let's give him a little bit of grace.
Some people, you get your Black Friday deal stolen at Walmart when you used to have to go and you're ready to fight people. And so
some of you heathens getting angry because they messed up your meal at McDonald's.
Yes.
You're flipping people off because somebody's riding your tail.
Break check, yeah. And
so
yeah.
Let's.
But it's those same. Oh my gosh, it's the same people that are saying, "What?
Be kind."
Yep, it's crazy.
Yeah, whatever.
Works of the devil. The devil's higher. That's it. That's what it is. It's spiritual. I know
it is. And you know what? He baited him. Pulls his phone out. He's trying to get the man charged. Trying to set him up and all the things. And man, I pray he'll be vindicated. And I pray,
yeah.
So he can continue, because that's, you're driving 50 buses picking up kids.
Yeah.
Every week.
It's wild. It's wild.
They have baptized since, I can't remember. It hadn't been that long. 15 years, I think. Maybe I read it was 20, maybe been 2020. I think since 2020, they've baptized over 3,000 people.
Wow. What is that? That's a lot a year. Yeah.
That's insane.
It is.
And
500 a year.
Man.
I think my math's right. 500 times 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
So you think, like, evidently, the enemy wants to
Slow that down.
Slow it down.
Yep. It's true, because if that was a false church, that guy wouldn't be doing that.
No.
If it was a, if it, well,
If it was a rainbow church,
yeah,
it would.
yeah. Yeah, if they had a flag on the front, no, it wouldn't be happening. But
All right.
We hope you guys enjoyed this special extra episode.
Spicy episode.
That's right. These are fun, and so it's good. Like you said, it's good to talk about this stuff, in a healthy manner. And so let us know what you think. Put in your comments kind of how you've been feeling about it.
Let us know if it helped you or if you got more questions or
good
input. I think it's good. I like to hear it because I enjoyed reading the comments, and I had some people disagree with me, and
everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah. I mean, and so good stuff.
Yep. Alrighty. We will see y'all on the next episode.
God bless you.
Yep. See ya.